Hi, I'm doing a quick video with three things about Canvas that I want to share with you. The first one is about making sure that the links in your courses work correctly. Now, this is our PD site that I created, a course that I created in our Canvas instance, and we are using the newer instance of Canvas. So I'll show you the other version in just a second where you would need to go to make sure that you are validating the links and that they are working correctly in your courses. So if you're using this new enhanced version, you're going to go over to manage subject in your course and then go down to settings, which it should already be on the settings page if you're using this new view. And then you're going to go over to validate links in content. You're going to click on that, and that's going to take you to a new page. And you can see that I've already run this validation once. So I would just hit restart, but yours would say start link validation. Give it a few minutes to run. And if you get confetti that comes down on the page, that means that all of your links are working correctly and everything's good. Or like here, I have 6 broken links. Broken links can happen all the time with the internet. Things change, websites decide to move a page somewhere, and then it ends up with a new URL. So the link ends up being broken. So this is something that you can now go in and fix those links and be able to see what's working and what's not working. If you are using the more traditional page view, this one looks similar to that. So I'm just going to go right back down to settings. And then again, I would go over to validate links in content. And here's what it would look like if you haven't run this before. So just a quick tip on that. This is going to be really helpful if you change semesters like we do in my district. So we would get new courses and new students at the start of the new semester. So this is really important to help us make sure that if you're copying a course over from one semester to another or one year to another, do those links still work? Because some of those links you may not have seen for about a year. So, the next thing that I want to share with you is about assignments. So, I was on Twitter and I saw this teacher had asked about strategies for managing Google accounts with Canvas because every time that he has students turn in something from Canvas, it doesn't work quite the same way. He's getting this picture of that you need access and able to view assignments. And I know that that's happening to quite a few of our teachers in my building as well. So some of the comments talked about using the Google LTI. And I thought this would be a great time to push out a reminder about that Google LTI and how this works. So we're going to go over to a different course. This is the course that I kind of use as a sandbox area when I'm doing videos like this one. So here I've got Thursday set up because it is December 2nd. So I've got my agenda. Now what I need to do is set up my assignment. And I really like using the Google LTI, especially if you're using Google Documents. This is just a quick, simple way for students to be able to go into that document or create their own document, which I'll show you as we get into this. And then it's just really easy. You're not worrying about sharing rights and are links correct. Everything's going to be done right through Canvas and interacting with Google. So we're going to create that quick assignment. And I'm just going to call it a test assignment. We're going to add that item in, and then we're going to go down and edit. So you want to make sure that you have a descriptive title, not like mine. And then also any of the information that you need students to know, the directions, how you want them to do certain things, all need to go in this area. And then the number of points. And we're going to call this an external tool. And we'll come back to this in just a second, because I also want to make sure that I'm putting in my due dates and my availability dates. So I'm going to say that this is due today and it's available today until, we'll say, the end of the month. Okay, so now I'm going to go back up and I've selected that I want it to be an external tool, and I'm going to click on Find, and then I'm going to scroll down to the Google Assignments LTI 1.3. And this is going to go in and it's going to make sure that it's me and I can continue into that account. And this is where I can now go into my Google Drive. I can attach any files that I want students to complete. So if it's a Google slideshow, if it's a Google document, I can come in here and find that document that I want to attach. Okay, so then I can click on and add this assignment in, and it's going to make a copy for every single student. So when they see it on their side, they're just opening up a copy and they'll be able to submit it. However, I don't have to add assignments. I could just come in, not attach a file to this Google assignment, give it the total points, making sure that I'm also adding the due date in and that it matches what I put in Canvas. And then clicking done. If I have a rubric, I can then attach that rubric in and then click create. So I'm going to then hit select. I want to make sure I'm hitting select on this part, or it's not going to go through all of the process to make sure that it's linking that Google assignment into Canvas. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit save and publish. Okay, so here we are on the student side. I'm going to refresh because I did do this earlier. So now I can see that on the schedule as a student, I have 2 different assignments due. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the one that I just made so that you can see what it looks like from the student side. So if I had attached a file, that file is going to be here and the student could go ahead and say open and go into that document and do what they need to do and then hit submit. So if I don't attach a file though, I can click on open, and students could either add files from something that they already created. So let's say this is a project that you've done a few days ago, but you just need them to submit and they've done it in Google Slides, Google Docs. They could just go into add files, go into their Google Drive, find that file and add it. Or it could be you've left them a choice. It's up to them as to what Google tool they can use to create that assignment. So now they can just click on create and say, okay, I want to use a Google Doc. I'm going to click on a new Google Doc and just start working from there. It's completely blank. There's nothing in it that I need to have already set up for students. It's going to have created that document. Students can go in, add anything that they need to that document, click out of it, and then they're just going to hit submit. And there we go. It's attaching that assignment. And then now it's going to say it's back over to the instructor so that as the teacher, I can now go in and look at what that looks like. So now back on the teacher side, I can see that that student has submitted their work and I can open it up. It's going to be somewhat like a SpeedGrader, but this is exactly what it would look like if you were using Google Classroom. If I had added something in as the student, I would see all of that information in the Google assignment. And then I would be able to give feedback, make comments. So like, here's the grading, here's comments. You can see that I've already put some things into the comment bank. So I could choose one of these. So let's just say like, come see me. And then we're going to go back to grading and we'll put that in the overall feedback that we're just pasting that in, giving a grade, and then returning it to the student. So I like that it gives us some options. You can either add files for students with something that you've already set up, or students can add in their own files. If you'd like more information on this, I will be really happy to talk with you and give you more information and possibly look at creating a professional development session on this so that if you feel more comfortable trying it out before you actually do it with your students, I'd be more than happy to help with that. The last thing that I want to show you is the training portal. This has some really great sessions that you can use for on your own PD and get PD points for. So if you click on the help button and then scroll down, you will find I went past it. The Canvas, there we go, the training services portal. There's actually two of these on here. This one currently does not work, so we need to remove that. But it was linking to the same place. So this is the training services portal. So that's going to open up a new window, and I'm just going to hit authorize that yes, this is me. And it does have a tutorial. If you've never used this before, you can go through that. I'm just going to quickly go through it. And then this is going to bring me into that. Apparently, I have to authorize it one more time. And then it's going to bring me into the learning library. And so this is going to give me a bunch of different categories for learning things. So we've got live trainings. It's further broken down into higher education, K through 5, I believe, 6 through 12, and then other categories as well. So there's like administration categories. So here we go. Like here's grades K through 5, and all of the different courses that they are currently offering. There's also a training calendar. So I could see just by a month view what the different things are that Canvas is offering. So there's just some really great things in here, which is why I wanted to share it with you and make sure that you were aware of this. I'm going to go back to the learning library for just a quick second, and I'm going to scroll down to the 6 through 12 offerings. Here we go. So we've got course design and accessibility, templates, Canvas and Microsoft Office integration. We're really a Google School more at this point than using the Microsoft Office because I believe that's using 365. So you're going to want to look at the Canvas plus Google integration. First Day Ready. There was a specific one I wanted to show. Let me see if I can find it. So this isn't the one that I was looking for, but here's how you can go into more detail providing feedback with Google Assignments, the thing that I just showed you, an overview of the Google assignments, creating Canvas assignments with Google. So there's lots of that in there. There was the one that I wanted to show you, and maybe it already happened because I was looking at this the other day. So it might have already been a course already offered, was doing project assessment or project-based assessments, which is something that I know some of our departments are using. So there's just lots of different courses and different things. So again, remember, if you're in Virginia, you need 5 hours of something to report. So you could grab a couple of these different ones. Some of these are an hour, some of these are half an hour. Just grab all of them and then put them into, for us, it's going to be Vector Solutions. So if you have any questions about any of the 3 things that I've shared, please reach out to me and let me know if you have any other questions about Canvas.